Czech fugitive Radovan Krejcir in the South Gauteng High Court. Krejcir and 5 co-accused were quickly ushered into their holding cells while the public gallery was evacuated. Meanwhile, the court earlier rejected a request by Krejcir to postpone proceedings. The Hawks believe Krejcir is trying to escape before he's sentenced. Krejcir's application for Judge Collin Lamont's recusal has also been denied. He has been representing himself in court today. Well, his first order of business was to ask Judge Lamont to recuse himself from the case, alleging that the judge is biased. This follows media reports claiming that Krejcir was plotting to kill Judge Lamont. Last year, Krejcir and 5 co-accused, including 3 former Hawks officers, were convicted on charges relating to dealing in drugs, attempted murder and kidnapping. This is the 5th attempt to complete sentencing proceedings in the matter. Krejcir's sentencing has been stood down until tomorrow.
I instructed my previous lawyers, who was Mr. Duplessis and Mrs. Annelien van der Heerwe, that I did ask to launch a recusal application for your recusal several times through all the court proceedings, but they didn't for some reason. And they told me, yes, but for me, as I said, for some unknown reason, they didn't launch this application. I terminated on Monday after that, after the conviction sentence. That was one of the main reasons. And I wish to call them in the box and that they can confirm what I'm saying. So I wish to call Mr. Duplessis and Mrs. van der Heerwe to answer if what I'm saying is correct or not. After your conviction judgment, I appointed new lawyer as Mr. Nadis Krovier. And my first instruction to him was to bring or launch application for your recusal as well from my sentencing procedure. But he refused as well. So I tried in person to bring this recusal application on the last appearance here for you, my lord, by myself, when I raised my hand in the court, at least for 10 minutes, and to draw your attention, but you completely ignored me, my lord. So I have been prejudiced, and I am able to show you why. So that's the reason why I'm asking for your recusal from my sentencing procedure.
Well, our reporter Gillian Pillay is tracking court proceedings at the Krejcir pre-sentencing hearing. That's happening at the South Gauteng High Court. We chat to her now. Good afternoon, Gillian. Reports coming in now for bomb threat. What's happening in and around courtroom 16, Gillian?
We've now, good afternoon, and I apologize. Good afternoon. We've now been asked to vacate the courthouse completely. It's not just us on the 6th floor where the sentencing proceedings was underway. The entire courthouse has been vacated, and authorities have now come into the courthouse. A dog from the K9 unit has gone into court 60 and sweeping the area, and I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to go floor by floor, trying to determine if there is any threat in the courthouse, if there is any actual bomb threat. So all the court cases that was underway has now, been postponed together with the Krejcir matter. And we are now, yet to establish if there was an actual bomb threat.
Gillian, we're just trying to understand what the impact this will have on the sentencing proceedings. Will it resume tomorrow, perhaps? Because this is actually Judge Collin Lamont's worst nightmare come true. He did not want any more delays or of this nature at all.
Lamont, yes, you're right. Lamont didn't want any more delays, but I don't think anyone ever thought that, in the 2 years that we've gone through this whole process, that it would come to a point where proceedings would have to be halted, would have to be postponed because of a perceived a perceived threat. What does this mean for the Krejcir matter, you ask? It's obviously postponed together with hundreds of other matters that are on the court roll today. Yes, we will continue tomorrow, but there was a lot of drama as you saw early in the morning, and it would have postponed earlier than usual. We weren't going to run up to 4 o'clock like normal cases would. Krejcir, as you saw earlier, pleading for an interpreter. He brought several applications asking the judge to recuse himself because of bias, and he put several grounds forward for him wanting Lamont to recuse himself. So we wouldn't have, gotten into much more of court work today, if I could say that.
Yes.
But I don't think anyone really imagined that it would be a bomb threat that would cause the process or the procedure today to be, overhauled.
It was also quite surprising to see Krejcir represent himself in the courtroom today. What motivated this sort of decision, Gillian?
Last week, Krejcir had terminated the mandate of his former counsel, and he had from last November up till today to get new representation. What he told the court was that while he was in Kokstad, in Kokstad maximum security, he was unable to consult with his lawyer, so he was unable to, secure legal representation. And because time had run out, according to Lamont, that he wasn't going to grant any postponement for any reason, Krejcir then said, if this is the situation I'm in now, I'm going to be forced to then represent myself. And that's what he did. That's how he tried to put certain arguments forward to represent himself.
Gillian, this case really, it does have all the makings of an action thriller even. We have a millionaire fugitive, drug deals, plots to kill the judge, and now even a bomb threat. How is the media contingent coping with such tight security, and how are they handling a story like this, Jill? What are some of the challenges members of the media face on the ground while covering a high-profile case of this nature, because once again the eyes of the world are on the South African justice system?
As you said, the eyes of the world are on the justice system. We actually have a whole TV crew here from Prague, and they're quite interested in the whole Krejcir matter because they've been following it since Krejcir was in the Czech Republic. So there's a lot of keen interest internationally around Krejcir, around this case. Yes, it makes for the hallmarks of a wonderful movie, but it's been very interesting from a journalistic perspective to hear a lot of the detail coming out, to look at the whole trial, and to see the whole discourse between the bench, Lamont, the parties, as well as Krejcir, and very dramatic today when Krejcir, took the stand to represent himself, calling witnesses, questioning them, trying to get some sort of argument forward. But this makes for good journalism as well as it makes for good television. No one ever thought that they would see the Czech fugitive standing up there representing himself, and that it would come to this, that he has all these millions, as Lamont keeps alluding to. But it's just not enough. It's just not enough so that he could have secured legal representation on such an important day today, to put arguments forward for a more lenient, less harsher sentence during these proceedings.
Thank you, Gillian. That was our reporter, Gillian Pillay. She's tracking proceedings at the Krejcir sentencing hearing, where a bomb threat has now led to an adjournment for today.